Good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's stream. I'm the Naki001, and welcome as we continue our adventure in Pathfinder Kingmaker. We're in Chapter 2. We've just been given our barony, and we have to make a good few decisions, go out and do a few quests, and adventure in place. We have 1 month before the next part of the story really kicks in, so we're going to explore, see what we can do, and then basically go from there. But thank you all so much, as always, for supporting myself and the channel. Hitting that follow button on Twitch, for subscribing to the YouTube channel, and follow me on Twitter is much appreciated. So thank you all so much for doing that. And with that there, let's get cracking as we become a king, or a baron that becomes a king. But how is everyone? Anyone up doing exciting over the past 24 hours? I've been just chilled out today. I'll leave my car and get fixed and stuff, so that's the way of getting that done. And just chilled out around the house, did a bit of work around the house and stuff. But now, I also got up a ton of videos on the YouTube channel from Lost Ark. So if you want to get caught up on any Lost Ark action, it is all going to be on YouTube, so please do check that out. And we still got a few things, that, a good bit to do in Lost Ark, in all honesty, but we're going to try and basically do that at the weekends. Pathfinder I'm enjoying at the minute, so I'm just going to keep doing that throughout the week and see how we get on. But how is everyone? There's me, I'm a king, or baron. So I have Dora, personal belongings, loot. Who's this dude? Storyteller. Thanks. Is that the dude? Yeah, it says all of my personal belongings that I've found. To be honest, do I need all these? Don't think I do. Bit of content. Gonna read all of my books and stuff, and I'll put them all back in. So, give me 2 seconds. Just make sure I've read everything, in case you get like points or something from books. I'm not overly sure. But I don't know what to do really at this point in the game. I'm not too sure. I know we've got like a main quest was handed to us by Tristan and stuff, so we'll probably have to do that. I'm sure. So, and put that away. There we go. everything away. Cool. So I think we have to go talk to the storyteller who's down here. I think this is the blind elf, is it? Yep, storyteller. The man standing before you resembles an elf, but a very old one. His face is wrinkled and his beard is as white as a mountain snow. The man seems to be completely blind. The old man stares past you with unseeing eyes. He seems to be consumed in his thoughts. He mutters a soft melody, swaying back and forth slightly in its rhythm. The man shudders briefly and stops singing. His mouth opens and closes a few times, bringing to mind a fish brought ashore. Ah, who is there? Is that you, your grace? Who are you? I'm an elf from Canin. My name is not important. I am the storyteller, collector of stories. I collect unknown legends of ancient times. The man smiles, but it doesn't seem to be directed towards you. Long ago, I was a smith in Corydon, and the fire of the forge has burned out my eyes, but I am grateful for it. If I could see, I would yet forge suits of armour for Dara's guards. Instead, I have stepped on the path of an adventurer and gatherer of ancient legends. The old man ponders silently for a moment. Many peoples are long dead, their homes crumble to dust, and their bodies turn to ash. Only legends can still tell us of their triumphs and defeats, their joys and fears. I would be so interested to hear the stories told about us after our demise. I've always been drawn to the Stonelands, where countless expeditions, armies, and even kingdoms have met their untimely end. When I learned of a new barony being founded in the heart of these lands, I knew I wanted to be part of the story, so I made the journey here. Are you really an elf? Do other elves age like you have? A common question. Despite my unusual looks, I am an elf, and an old one. Yes, perhaps older than any other elf of Canaan. However, I doubt my age alone is responsible for my appearance. I kept the stories of many people and races, some forever gone from the face of Gorin, but they live on in my memory and my heart. When I accept a new story, I lock it in within myself, bearing the weight of its words and the emotions that they invoke. I sometimes think that I probably should have died long ago, but some incomprehensible forces keep me alive and granted me the ability to continue my quest to gather stories, be it divine power or fell curse. I am grateful either way. How could you tell it was me? The old man smiled slightly. It is not so hard to recognize a ruler by the way he walks. No one in here steps as confidently as you, your grace. Alright, would you care to trade stories with me? The man's voice rustles like autumn leaves. I am a collector, not a trader. If I share a story with you, you receive the power to pass it further, changing or embellishing it. Whether willingly or not, can I be certain you will keep my stories intact in their absolute purity? The storyteller ponders for several moments. No, I do not think so, at least not yet. These legends are the most precious valuables of this world, the last remnants of ancient tribes. They are beacons illuminating the way to the past, allowing us to meet generations long gone. I cannot let their light fade. The path to the past must not be lost. The old man thinks for a moment and continues, but I can offer you a deal, your grace. If on your journeys you discover items that come from eras past, bring them to me, and if my eyes can see the stories that these relics hold, I will gladly share them with you. Remind me, what is it you want from me? In your travels, pay special attention to items for ancient eras. There must be an abundance of such things through the Stonelands. For these lands, remember stories of the rise and fall of many kingdoms. And if you find all pieces of any ancient artifacts, I can even recall my smithing skills to unite them and restore their power. I need a wise advisor at my court. Would you like to serve me in matters of state? Storyteller's voice grew soft. Thank you for your words. I am unlikely to be able to interpret the intricacies of the political word or the affairs of the treasury, but my advice regarding the magic of the arts would be useful to any ruler. Okay. Does that mean I've got someone? Might do. So I'll try and see if I can put anyone anywhere else. What the heck? Economy training. Projects. Advisors. We'll just put in there. So see. My storytellers are. Boom, boom. Right, so if I take these relics I have for them. I found the shard of an ancient artifact. Can you restore it for me at the anvil? Yeah, the storyteller gently touches the item's pack. This scores piece of metal as part of a curious artifact known as the necklace of double crosses. Inside it I sense a story of many deeds, not heroic but low and maleficent. If you find all 7 of its fragments, I will be able to restore the artifact and recount its glorious story. How interesting, may I, Your Grace? Storyteller fingers and grasses almost shaped like a tree leaf. And what is this? I hear the voices of trees, smell the scent of fresh leaves, and dry mark. Is it not? I would be happy to purchase it from you. Storyteller weighs a soldier's tag on his back. Soldiers not asked where the banners of war are headed. He or she goes to battle, dies, and leaves it to others to decide whether the cause was just. The tag belonged to one of the many warriors who helped establish the glory of the Taldan Empire. If you would permit me, I would gladly purchase it from you. All the belongings of brave heroes who performed their feats here before you, I sense you would be interested to hear their story. These lands took many lives and spawned many legends. I can now tell you of a distant expedition undertaken by a group of Beverick heroes to a place known as the Drowned Trees. I'd be happy to trade the whole set of items for their story. Can you hear it calling to us? That's sorry. I hear the rowlocks creaking, river water splashing, bushes rustling, and arrows singing through the air. I feel an invincible will, a cold resolution to finish what's been started, no matter the cost. My chain armour clings to my body, and my young hands grip a sword tightly. I am the leader of a group of brave souls set off to the Stonelands to clear them from bandits once and for all. Okay. We sail on a large freight boat. It serves as bait for bandits who keep throwing themselves at it until it, only to find death, a death as inglorious as the life they lived. From time to time we manage to capture a prisoner. While our Inquisitor talks to them, I go to the stern, shutting my ears to their cries. I remind myself that these are scum, drenched in blood to the elbow. I think upon our cause, freedom for my homeland, and independent Rosslyn. But still my goosebumps rise in each pitiful cry. I must steel myself and be strong. Who is in your group? A paladin, a ranger, a sorceress, a priest, an inquisitor, and me, a fighter. All experienced combatants over and over. We've saved each other's lives in times of need. Why do you question prisoners? The band is attacking our border, small fry. We're looking for the main lair, a place known as the Drying Trees. We seek the leader of the bandits, an underwater monster named Dorgot Drun, and we will not leave without his head. Have there always been so many? Yep. This land swarms with them, and we meet them more often than common merchants. You see, we started a rumour that the Aldori sword lords are using this boat to sneak treasures out of the country. Now half the gangs in the area hunting us. At night it seems the whole army is attacking our boat, far too many for us to fend off. But luckily we don't have to. While they battle monsters we've summoned in a pitch black magical darkness, we drink the potions we prepared and dive under the water. The scum break into the hold, but instead of treasure they find their final surprise. The work of the Stoic alchemist, a trap. A dozen barrels of highly explosive oils. We watch from a safe distance as the boat is blown to pieces in a deafening explosion. Everything has gone according to plan. The more who die here, the fewer we'll meet in the Drying Trees. We march through the forest and camp to regain our strength. Their nest is close. Our Inquisitor discovered everything, even the location of their secret entrance. Today we rest. Tomorrow the Bandit King will draw his final breath. Even if you sneak into the bandit camp unseen, how will you handle all of them? Each of us is worth 24 in battle. Besides, we are well prepared. Chaos, confusion, and summoned monsters will be on our side, and fire, a lot of fire. What kind of secret entrance? An underwater path winding along the swamp bottom. We had potions to breathe freely underwater. We couldn't see beyond our outstretched arms in the muddy water, and there were plenty of traps along the way. But the Inquisitor learned of all the signs that marked the safe passage. At least we believe she did. We trudged through muddy waters. Suddenly a giant log studded with blades falls from above. I managed to stagger back, but the paladin who walked alongside me is now a gory sight spread thin across the ground. The next moment a monstrous creature emerges from the darkness, a twisted cross between fish and monkey. Its claw hand reaches out, effortlessly melting away the Inquisitor's flesh and gripping out her heart. This is the king of the bandits, Dorgot Drun. The bandit we captured did not lie, but the secret passage he spoke of led right into the underwater lair of his master. I buried my terror deep in my soul. There was no time for weakness. There were only 4 of us left, and we are gasping for air by the time the freak's lifeblood stains the water. We leave the beheaded body on dry land, then retreat and recover. Only now I allow my hands to tremble, my breath to race unbidden, my tears to flow. What kind of monster was it, Dorgot Drun? They say he was once a normal human, but he offended a powerful Frey. She cursed him, turning him into a monster, but one bestowed with the ability to breathe underwater and melt human flesh with his touch. With these powers he became the Bandit King. Do you find anything useful in Jordan's lair? Oh yes, the Bandit King was a true collector of magical items. We lost 2 of our friends, but what we found there would help us finish what we started. So the bandit wanted to set up, but he played right into your hands. You could say so. Dorgot Drun didn't expect an armed party to appear there before him, but we too were unprepared for the encounter. The bandits' lie cost both sides dearly. The next night we return the same way. We swim up to the surface and quietly gather our bearings. Above us loom the drowned trees, enormous dead trunks emerging from the water, bridges crisscrossing their branches. The air is filled with the sounds of battle. Having lost their king, the bandits now battle each other for power, and we are ready to join the fight. We leave at dawn behind us. Smoke rises up in the sky. The bandit nest smoulders and blazes. Only two of us remain, the priest and I. We've won, but this victory tastes of ash, cinders and swamp ooze. I ask him, tell me, is Vanki, was it worth it? He puts his hand on my shoulder and says, yes, Jamandi, now the stone lands will be ours. I wish I believed him. Storyteller hears a sigh, heaves a sigh, runs his hand over his face and rubs his temples. Thus the expedition to the drowned trees came to an end. I must admit, it was no easy feeling for me to stand in the place of this daring woman. The steel of her soul was cooler than ice. Yet, is this a story of Jamandi Aldori? But she's still alive. Some people become legends in their own lifetime. Jamandi has performed many glorious feats, and there may yet be more ahead. If Jamandi has once cleared the stolen lands of bandits, why must we do it all over again? The death of Drogot Truden and the destruction of the drowned trees weakened the bandits, but not for long. The paladin who died was a noble. It was he who was supposed to claim the stone lands and send in his troops, while Jamandi sought another candidate or a priest capable of performing the resurrection ritual. A new bandit leader emerged in the destroyed fortress on the banks of the Tusk Water. Within the year, the stone lands were swarming with gangs once more. You tell me one of your stories. Your stories are amazing. You make it sound as though we're actually there in the moment. You can see I've lost my eyes. When I touch relics, I can feel them. Okay. So what items do I still have? None. They're all. Oh, what's these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need to find 2 more pieces to create. Octavia, what are you doing? Oh wait, I can do that one as well. Talk to Octavia first. Well, Octavia smiles at you, flirtatious. Any news? Nope, we're all good. No news coming from that. Let's talk to you. No, there's any. Storyteller's eyebrows raised. How interested may Iris? He gently touches the items in the pack. A coin from a non-existent country. When Coral the Conqueror mastered Rosslyn, having claimed it for Bavoy, he polished the insurance and used of such coins. Both ordinary folk and the Aldori swords lords were required to use new coins decorated with Coral's profile, but no one was quick to be rid of these prohibited coins. Oh no. In many houses they still store boxes and whole chests of such coins, waiting for the day when Rosslyn declares its independence. Little toys with an ancient plain looking clue. What was the name of the Coloran ruler who issued this coin? Does anyone remember now? What did the Cyclops use it to purchase? Food, books, weapons? Perhaps someone's life or their freedom. Who can say? Its history was erased by the Earthfall, but I will buy it from you for significantly more than it was worth in its own time. Okay. Is that all of them? Yeah, they're all done. Okay. Yeah, I'm just checking. Tristan. Tell me about yourself. About myself, I wouldn't know where to begin. Tristan pauses for a moment and thought, "You know my name, my faith. I follow Mshurnri, and I have travelled from the Badesha Empire of Kalish to here. What else do you want to know?" Don't strike me as you have nothing to apologise for. Truly, I have received my name and appearance from my parents, who had come to Kalash from afar. I never knew them, for the fate that had separated us when I was young, so I grew up in Kalash, raised by the followers of... Do you enjoy travelling? Oh yes, no library and no archive, however large, would have ever allowed me to learn as much as the world. Journeys outside the temple walls, I realised every living being in the world unto themselves, a world where many contradictions and passions coexist. Yeah. Does that make you uncomfortable? In many ways, to honour one's God, Nagi, it is true. Shrines play a role in the lives of many of the faithful, but even more find other ways to serve. The healing light values good deeds above all else. I cannot stand by and watch evil claim others. Perhaps that is another reason why I chose to go on my pilgrimage, leaving behind the temples. No, my thoughts were far from it, for my mission here is not yet done. Why do you ask? Do you wish me to leave? As long as you can, the thought of you leaving is not a welcome one. And tell me, go on. It's just all about God. We're in this. Holy said it would become the greatest monument to. Okay. Until everyone dares to gaze into his steps, so I dare. Okay. Teachings. One of your duties as a follower. Just more about that. Okay. Well done. I think I've spoke to him already, so we're
How
good.
may I serve you, Your Grace? Fair enough. For a Garess, the prosperity of the house and the honor of the name stands above all else. And I was betrothed to a widow from another noble house. This union was of great importance to the family.
Yeah, I know
However,
this.
my father was furious. I'd set a pointless... Don't imagine that I ask for pity. Everyone gets what they deserve. I believe I can manage to uphold the law.
Like to know more about you. Manner granted as female wolf there.